Hey, welcome to Living in Philadelphia Suburbs. My name's Neil, and I'm here today to help you become more informed when you make your decision about where to move and when to move in the Philadelphia suburb. Today, what we're going to do is take a look at a map tour of Plymouth Township. In the past, we did a driving tour, walking tour of Plymouth, looked at some houses, looked at the parks, talked about the schools, the shopping. And what we're going to do today is get out the Google map and get down the nitty gritty, see how the town's laid out, talk a little bit about the transportation, and go from there. Now, one of the things that I have to ask you is, if you learn anything from this, if you find the content interesting, hit subscribe, hit like, and hit the notification bell so you'll be on top of things as things change here in the real estate market in Philadelphia suburbs. Now, just yesterday, the Federal Reserve lowered the interest rates by 1/4 point. Whether that's going to affect mortgage rates or not, I'm not sure. But I know you want to know, so let's stay in touch. All right, enough said. Let's get down to it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at Plymouth Township. As you can see, Plymouth Township is basically another one of these rectangles along the Schuylkill River, first established in 1680s. The Plymouth Meeting, again, it was a number of small villages. Continuing with our theme of Colonial School District, right here is the border with Conshohocken, so 1 square mile here, and then this is Whitemarsh, and here's Plymouth. We're going to talk about infrastructure, we're going to talk about transportation, we're going to talk a little bit about the schools again, we're going to talk about the taxes, we're going to talk about the township plan. 2040, they call it, and it's pretty interesting. Everybody should read it if you're interested in moving to Plymouth, because it details the attitudes and the long-term plans for Plymouth. And really what it comes down to is this. They're devoted to a safe, inclusive place for everyone to live. They're devoted to different types of residential living, meaning apartments, condos, and single-family houses. As we've seen before, there's some row houses, planned cluster developments, all of that kind of thing, because they're committed to more open space and they're committed to more greenways and pathways to connect the green spaces in Plymouth. And we'll look at the Schuylkill Trail and we'll look at the Cross County Trail, which comes up from that, runs through Plymouth. So we'll talk about all those things. Let's zoom out and see where we are in the world of Philadelphia. Here's downtown Philly. There's Plymouth. There is no rail transportation out of Plymouth Township, which means if you're going to commute to Philadelphia, Route 76, the Schuylkill Expressway, is probably your way to go. Of course, you could always drive to Conshohocken and take the train, and I'm sure people do that. But again, very centrally located. Here's the blue route, takes you to the airport. Half hour, straight shot to the airport. Here's the main line of Philadelphia. There's King of Prussia, the big shopping mall. Valley Forge Park's right here. Elmwood Park Zoo, part of Norristown. We have never talked about that, but we'll take a closer look at that sometime. Let's zoom back in and see what we can see. This is the Pennsylvania Turnpike. It bisects the township. And this is the blue route going to the airport. And this, 476, is the northeast extension of the Pennsylvania Turnpike, which takes you up to the Poconos. So if you want to go to the Poconos, hour 20 minutes, real quick. Straight up. Wings Field, if you're a pilot, this is not in Plymouth, but as you can see, it's right adjacent to Plymouth. Can accommodate small jets, so you're all set if you want to land your airplane near where you work or live. Let's go back to Plymouth Meeting, because that was the village, and here it is, corner of Butler Pike and Germantown Avenue. The meeting house and the Quaker Cemetery. We opened this standing right down here by the lime kilns. They give you some orientation. Right over here, here's the entrance to the Turnpike. Here's the Plymouth Meeting Mall. Whole Foods. Legoland's in there. What exactly Legoland is? I'll be honest with you, I don't know. But I'm sure if you have children, you do know what Legoland's all about. There's Boscov's Department Store, Michael's, for you crafty people, Dick's Sporting Goods, movie theater, Benihana. There's a lot of stuff going on there. Now, back this summer, the Plymouth Township changed the zoning to allow residential apartments on the mall property. We all know what's going on with malls in America today, and the people who own this, the PR REIT, it's called Pennsylvania REIT, they have had their financial difficulties, and what their real plans are, or if they're looking for partners, or how it's all going to pan out, who knows? But they're talking about residential apartment buildings on the mall property, which I think could be a very interesting way to live. Because, you know, I like to walk, and you could sure walk and buy your groceries and do all your shopping. There's a movie theater, there's everything there. So they're thinking forward. Schools, here's your Plymouth Elementary School. Down here near Conshohocken is the Colonial Elementary School. It's down over here. One of the interesting things about Plymouth is up here is the home of the Montgomery County Technical High School. So if you have some kids who you don't want to send to college or aren't interested in college but are looking to learn the trades, there it is. Couldn't be better. As everybody knows, there's some really good jobs there. The houses we looked at were up here in the Plymouth Valley area. The house, the little row house we looked at that was $175,000 was down here off of Ridge, right in this section down here, fairly industrial. There's a steel mill down there and everything, but it's not belching smokestacks like it was back in the old days, which of course is a good thing. Regal Theater right on Ridge Pike, multi-theater, big recliners, it's all stadium type seating, great place. Cracker Barrel, I love their biscuits, and if you don't, what's wrong with you? Down here is also your IKEA, the Home Depot, BJ's, some great shopping, and then here on Chemical Road, this was called the Metroplex, they call it Target, Best Buy, Lowe's, Barnes & Noble. I had to rent a tuxedo to go to a formal wedding. Men's Warehouse is over there. TJ's is over there. There's a giant supermarket there, nicely located. Let's go back and look at some more of the parks. Again, number of golf courses. Up here is where we went to the Maple Acres, and this is the Harriet Wetherill Park, quite large, really nice, all open space. This farmer here from Maple Acres, he does some farming over there also. It's loaded with deer, but you're not allowed to go over there and hunt them. Don't think about that. Here is the Fort Washington State Park, where we visited before when we were talking about White Marsh. The Skippack Pike, which is the route that Washington and his men took when they left Fort Washington, and then they came to Butler Pike, straight down Butler Pike to the ford at Madsen's. Plymouth Valley Park, some nice ball fields there. There's some nice green space along the Blue Route up here. Zooming out again, I want to see where I can find that cross-county trail. Yeah, this is it. Goes along this creek. You can see right here, cuts through, goes on up. Going to go up to Ambler and up north. The Schuylkill Trail is down here going out. See, there's the steel mill that's down there now. There's some big sport fields for Villanova down there. I know the women's field hockey has a practice field down there. If the local shopping isn't enough for you, we're right back out here to the best shopping mall in the world, King of Prussia Mall. You don't have to go very far to spend your hard-earned money. Valley Forge Park, we've looked at that extensively. We'll get out here someday. Audubon, the bird watcher, lived out there in the past, and there's an Audubon Center and an old house and some things to look at. This is also the location in Oaks of the Philadelphia Conference Center, I think they call it. It's where the National Dog Show is every year. I might have to go out there. My wife loves dogs. Maybe we'll go and see some of those champions. So that's pretty much it. Plymouth Meeting, centrally located, devoted to the outdoors, devoted to good schools, good government, low taxes, diversified housing, good shopping. Could be a great place to live. Okay, there you have it. If you found this information useful, interesting, entertaining, let me know in the comment section below. I want feedback. I want to know what you think. Let's talk about where to go next. I really like these smaller village type towns where you can walk. I think I want to go to Ambler next. So again, if you're thinking about moving around the Philadelphia suburbs, to the Philadelphia suburbs, out of the Philadelphia suburbs, I don't care if it's 9 days, 9 weeks, 9 months from now. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, because I want to help you have a smooth move. See you again soon.